Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to present the maiden edition of Pensions Playbook as powered by Access ARM Pensions. We're here to educate you, keep you informed, and make sure that you are knowledgeable at the end of each and every episode with us. I am your host. My name is Adeze Raji, and if you will have me through the rest of this, you will have such an amazing time here at Pensions Playbook. Today, on this episode, we will be talking about the power of two, the merger everyone has been waiting for between Access and ARM Pensions. What does this mean for you as a customer? What is it that made these two formidable entities come together just to bring more to you? And to do this with me today, I have brought in a powerhouse, my own boss, our Associate Director here at Access ARM Pensions, Adora Ode. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Thank you, Adeza, for having me. Happy to be here. And I'm looking forward to share all of the many things that we have for our customers going forward.
Great. Okay, so let's just get right into it. The merger, this big merger. I mean, this merger from day one, it was like a really big deal in the financial industry, in the pensions industry. It was such a big deal. So tell us, this merger, what does it mean for you as a staff here and for our customers? What does the merger mean?
Right. So, I mean, with all anticipation, this merger I think it was one of the biggest that the pension industry has ever seen. And it was long awaited. Now, it's a merger between two big entities with so much vast pension experience. Now, I will take you through first and foremost the history of how we got to where we are today. So the legacy businesses, Legacy Access ARM, Access Pensions, was initially an offshoot of the old legacy Sigma Pensions, right? And the Access Corporation came into the pension space. And if you know, I mean, Access Corporation is one of the biggest, if not the biggest financial financial services provider in this space. And I mean, even beyond, going into Africa. And they came into the pension business, acquiring first and foremost a company called First Guarantee Pensions, which was also one of the first-tier pension fund administrators in the country. And from First Guarantee, they then merged with Sigma Pensions, Sigma being the acquiring PFA, and then it morphed into Access Pensions. On the other hand, ARM has been in the industry and is one of the first licensed PFAs in the industry. So these are not small players at all. They were among the first 7 to be licensed in the industry, right? And first, ARM Pensions and Access Pensions came together, and we then became Access ARM Pensions. This is, like I said, the most phenomenal and the biggest that the pension industry has ever seen. And indeed, one thing that stands out for us, this is a truly Nigerian, truly indigenous brand. So it is ours, and we are happy for it. And that's what, has happened over the few years that we have now become Access ARM Pensions.
Thank you so much. That was so insightful. We at Access ARM Pensions, our ability to have come together like that to give our customers so much more is, mind-blowing for us here and even our customers out there. So I think my next question will be, what was the rationale behind the merger? We hear about the coming together and all of that. What was the real rationale behind that coming together of the two entities or two big financial forces?
I think first and foremost, it was to be one of the formidable pension fund administrators in the pension space. And secondly, to provide some sort of sustainable pension management in the industry. We have other players in the industry, but it's also important that as an industry we're looking towards consolidating. When the PFA industry started, we had 26 licensed PFAs. In other climes, you have PFAs. This has happened in other climes. In Chile, for instance, the consolidations will happen, and what it does in that is that it makes the industry stronger when you have these types of mergers and acquisitions, just to ensure that even the subscribers to the pension business are able to get improved services, stronger retirement benefits, and overall improved and stronger financial institutions. That's really and truly one of the reasons why. And if you know our parent company, Access Holdings, they don't do things in small measures, and we're here to dominate. The intention is to dominate and provide value-added services to our customers that you cannot get anywhere. I mean, we're in the financial space, and truly, it's gone beyond even pensions. It's just one of the financial needs of an individual. And so for us to provide that level of service, this is clearly the way to go.
Absolutely. I mean, you'd always hear that change is the only constant thing. And with companies, they'll say you have to evolve over time. There's that expectation. And I think this is just one of those. You have to evolve. You have to be forward thinking. And just the ability to do this, must have really been a lot for the management team, the executive management, to just pull it all together. But I think what I would also like to ask, and, just by maybe taking like the rhythm or the beat of my customers, I'll say, what is the security, or what can you say to say to the customer who needs to know that there's going to be seamless transitions, there'll be no issues with my funds, there's security? What would you say to a customer who maybe has one or two of those kind of questions on their minds?
So I would say to that customer, rest assured. I'm a customer myself, by the way. So this is not the first merger in the industry, right? And the way the industry is structured, the way the pension scheme is structured, you have just one pension account. It's not a situation where you have multiple accounts. For instance, a bank account, you have several bank accounts. This is one pension account. We have a single regulator, right, that administers and provides guidelines for all of the operators. And so a merger like this, as other mergers before this, hasn't proven or thrown out such problems. What you have to look out for is that the integration process goes seamless. That's a big deal, right? You're integrating people, you're integrating processes, you're integrating systems. Those are the challenges. We've done this before. This is not the first merger that we have, gone into and executed flawlessly. And I don't think, and I dare say, that customers should be rest assured your account remains the same, your investment returns even improve because we have, improved services and improved technicalities in that space. And so it's just a question of your pension fund administrator now being called something else. Your account remains the same. Your PIN number remains the same. You may or may not get a change in account managers, but largely it is the same. It's a merger, and so you have the same people literally in the room. And I don't see that anybody really and truly should be worried about that. You will get a little bit of delays, as with every system integration, and we have always communicated ahead to our customers to say, this is going on, bear with us. And when those systems are fully integrated, we assure that we have zero downtime, and then it's business as usual going forward. So there's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay, thank you. I would say, indeed, just being at the forefront of this and seeing how it's been so insightful just to see how two companies can come together, blend cultural differences, blend work style, just just watching all of that has just been amazing. It's like when you're having to bring two families together to put them as one family, It's been such an interesting transition. But I would ask, when it comes to customers' RSA balance, like my account balance, let's presume I am with ARM, what unit price would stay? Is it going to affect my RSA balance? Is it going to be reduced? Is it, I'm just trying to take the bit of my customers here.
Yes, I know. It's great that you asked that question. That's really great because that's something that I'd like to highlight, right? So, look, think about this measure and think about getting the best of both worlds, so to speak. These are very strong, long-standing, tested financial institutions in the pension space that have come together. And like I said, these people have been in the industry since the very first pension fund administrators were licensed. When you say the best of both worlds, what we mean is that we're taking the best from each of our DNAs. Imagine taking, if you were in a lab and you're creating the perfect human or you're creating the perfect recipe, you're going to take the best from this and best from this. And what do you have is phenomenal. So in terms of unit pricing, what we do in that case is that we take the best of whichever fund it is. So we have several funds. In Fund 1, we would look at what we had prior to the merger on the Access side and on the ARM side. And we just generally took the better, unit price.
Yeah, price.
And what does that mean? Better for your customers. And so that's exactly what happened. So I think that is where, the power of, the merger, the power of two coming together to provide that perfect position for our customers. And I think it's a great thing.
I know. I remember our MD would always say, you won't be worse off.
Never be worse off.
It always say that the merger will not leave you worse off. You're either better or where you were
before.
You are.
But never worse off.
But never worse off.
Yes, and that translates to the customers too.
Okay, so what about customer service? Clients are used to a certain way of reaching out, maybe one way with one PFA. Where are the touch points now? What's the communication difference from what was to what is right now?
I would say that it has improved. Initially with Access, Access had their communication channels with customers. ARM had the same, the multiple channels. In fact, with the two PFAs, we had gotten to a certain level of advancement with respect to customer engagement and channels. We have all sorts of channels. We had the NAFI at Access Pensions, and we had Jane, who was the counterpart in ARM. So you can see that these two companies were as much as possible very progressive.
Already making it.
And Jane and Nafi, we had to retire and come up with Penny, who provides the same functions and then enhanced those functions. Because you do something for a time, there is always room for improvement. There's always room for growth. We're no longer that little PFA that we were before. We're now a PFA to reckon with. And those channels have been enforced and enhanced for customer satisfaction. All over, it's on the web, your iPhone, Android, it doesn't matter which one you use. Different multiple channels of communication that's available, and they're all enhanced now.
Interesting. I think I'll just ask one or two more questions before we wrap up. So you say improved financial services. What does that mean to the layman who was using Access or ARM? Say, oh, my services are improved. How do I now know those services that are available to me as a customer who was either with Access or with ARM Pensions?
Okay, so as a formidable player now, there are different things that our customers are able to get now, just as a result of the identity that we now currently hold. And we're so much bigger than we were before that we're able to invest more in people, in processes, in systems so that your overall customer experience is top notch. We have the backing of this giant financial institution that is very, very, very bent on corporate governance. And so we're leveraging on the ecosystem to ensure that corporate governance is as it should be and, up to global standards. What our customers also should expect from this is improved investment returns. I dare say that we have the best-in-class investment team in the industry. And you can look at the reports, even, independent channels are carrying the news. You can see how well the investment returns have done over time. And then there is the aspect of value add. I think I mentioned it earlier when I started speaking. It's gone beyond pension. As even I, as an individual, is really not just about my pension. Pension is just one aspect of it. There are also the aspects of financial planning. There's also the aspect of trust, right? I have to even plan all these monies that I set aside. How am I able to plan for the future? Am I going to be able to get a trust deed, a simple will, an RSA will to cover even the RSA balance and my bank balances? All of those things speak to the overall financial well-being of a customer. And we have the backing of the ecosystem to be able to offer more to our customers. We have all sorts of, other value-added services that, we could get into. But what this has done for us, Ada, is to allow us deliver even much more, speaking to the holistic and entire financial health of an individual. It's beyond pension now, and you're able to get all of that here.
It's amazing. That's amazing. So, part of my job here is to make sure that when my guests come and sit in these seats, they don't say words that you will not be Googling back. So when my Oga was talking about ecosystem, I was just trying to break it down a little. Then I'll maybe ask her if she wants to do a bit more. It's just the fact that we have a holding company who is the Access Holding, and under that we have the bank, we have our Coronation sister company, we have hydrogen, oxygen. All of these companies form the ecosystem that is the Access Holdings company, right? And we can, because of the nearness and proximity, leverage off those services and give access to our customers who can benefit from them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So just wanted to ask, finally, if you could speak to anyone who maybe didn't know about Access ARM pensions, what would you say are certain unique propositions that we have outside of all of this that really and truly differentiates us? Maybe just, I know you've gone through a lot of them, but just to sort of break it down like 1, 2, 3, 4 and say, this is what stands us out as Access ARM pensions, and then we can just wrap up from there.
Okay. Very quickly, one thing that I'll say is that we have a vibrant young workforce, very energetic workforce, and we're able to meet, the ever-evolving needs of our customers very quickly. And because you have that workforce, there's a lot of agility, in the system that allows us to adapt quickly. Customers' needs change ever so often, and you need to be able to be quick, to respond to those needs. That's something that we have, on lockdown. And secondly, because of our size, we're mindful of the fact that there is the tendency to water down service delivery. And so we have been proactive to immediately, change our business modeling. What we currently have is a model that, puts every staff in a vicinity within a sphere of management where you're able to get 360-degree pension management in whatever space that you are in. So you can walk into a branch right now and get any pension service from start to finish in that particular branch. Something again that we have enhanced is the digital channel. It's going to be beyond having an account manager, because looking at our size, I don't know that we have to. We're like in terms of RSA count, we're most likely going to be the biggest in a few short months. That's over 2 million customers. We cannot have enough staff strength to walk around and have those types of one-on-one conversations with customers that we would like to have. And so what we have done is to put in place channels that allow customers in the comfort of their home or office are able to do a myriad of things within the pension administrative space. Secondly and thirdly, this is a second, sorry about that.
Yeah.
The third is I spoke to it about a little bit, and it's on the holistic management of your pension administration because of the ecosystem which you have now described and expanded for us.
Yeah.
We are able to offer a customer asset management, financial services advice, asset management advice. We're able to link you up with a payment company, lending company, if that is the need of that particular customer. We have been able to segment, which is very, very important. We've been able to segment our customer base. You cannot serve your customers in the same manner. Of course, right? There are different buckets, and even in one particular bucket, there's further divisions into those buckets, speaking to how you can educate, how you can reach, and how you can engage those customers. And so we have done a customer segmentation and have put processes in place to deal and engage with the customer based on the bracket, based on the customer segmentation that we have, done. And finally, I want to end on the investment return. Look, you have to be with a PFA that provides consistent yet competitive return on investment. It's not just about being competitive. You also have to be consistent. You don't want to go, return very high in maybe year 2, and then in year 5 you're tanking all the way to the bottom. It has to be consistent. And the investment philosophies of the organization that you are with, Access ARM Pension being one of them, right? We have systems and softwares that allow us to make very, very great investment advice, touch of a button very quickly to ensure that we're maximizing the opportunities for our customers in terms of their investment growth. So Ada, those are, for me, the things that are critical to contributors, right? Because you don't want to keep contributing all of this time and you're not confident that your fund manager is able to utilize those funds to the best of their ability and the opportunities that are in the markets. Yes, that's one of the biggest things that contributors should be looking forward to get with us.
Quite interesting. As you heard, we're very young and energetic. I think I'm proof of that. Am I not? Yes. We're very young and very energetic. And we're very proud of our return on investment. I'm telling you, it has stayed good for years. You can verify on independent, platforms. We make sure that we're top of the table for our customers, returning best in class return on investment for our clients over the years. So thank you so much. I mean, before I just wrap this up, I want to know, do you have anything you want to say or add, or, before I just close out the episode?
Yeah, I would just like to say, one thing to our customers. You're better off with us.
Of course.
And this is testament to all of the things that we have spoken to. And we're thankful for the business that you have given us so far. And we are thankful for the opportunity that you have also given us as partners on this journey. And we will thrive together, right? So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You see, this is proof that you need to keep watching. We have so much insightful content lined up for you, episode after episode after episode. And I'm just going to keep dragging in our top people to come and talk to you and demystify pensions. That's what we plan to do here at Pensions Playbook. Make sure that you know what it is that we're about here at Access ARM Pensions, what it is that we have to offer you, and then the industry at large, just to educate you, because, more information is always good for you. So thank you so much for listening in on this episode with us. Look out for our next episode. It promises to be insightful, interesting, if you go by what happened today. We hope to see you there. Thank you. This is Pensions Playbook. It's powered by Access ARM Pensions. I remain your host, Adeze Raji. Until next time.